What is going on, guys? Nick here. Today I have another draft strategy video coming at you today. This one's going to be one I really like. It's a quarterback draft strategy, how to take your quarterbacks, when to take them to best utilize your draft picks. And this is one I see a lot that people mess up. And I really like when people screw it up when I'm drafting against them. But I hate when I'm watching someone draft. Maybe it's someone from school. So I go to college right now. Maybe I'm watching them draft and it just bugs me when someone takes a quarterback in like the 4th round. All the top guys going, you take one of the middle guys. You can't be doing that. This strategy is basically if you don't get the first, if you're not the first, be the last. And I saw Matthew Berry talk about this maybe a week or two ago, and he was dead on. If you're not first, be the last to take a quarterback. If you don't get, the only guys you want when you're first, Luck and Rodgers. That's it. If you can get, and don't draft them in the first round here, that's another thing. Take the elite talent in the first round, even though there are elite talent, but there's not enough of a difference. If you can get Luck or Rodgers, maybe late second, early third, take them. Okay? They're going to be the best guys. After that, you cannot be the guy that takes Russell Wilson in the 4th round. It's just a waste of a pick. It really is. They're not different enough. The Manning, Wilson, Big Ben, Breeze, that like second tier of like 3 through 6 that I have, because I have Luck in number 1, Rodgers number 2. They're an elite tier. Then the next tier is the second tier. You have Manning, Wilson, Big Ben, and Breeze. That's 3 through 6. Those are guys that are probably going to be going from rounds 4 to like 6. It's not worth wasting a pick to get a guy there. All right, I looked at the ESPN rankings, or the projections for this year. And Big Ben is projected 334 points, all right? He's 5th. Then I go down to 15 in my rankings, and it's Matt Stafford. He is projected 309. That's 25 points. So it's about a point and a half a game, maybe 2. 2 points a game, all right? For 2 points a game, I don't want to take Big Ben. I'd way rather take someone else that's more elite talent, that's a bigger difference, because I mean I'd have to take Big Ben in like the 5th round. And in the 5th round I can be getting maybe, let's see, I'll pull the rankings up here. Alright, I could be getting Jeremy Maclin, Travis Kelce, who's going to be a really good tight end this year, Jarvis Landry, Allen Robinson, who's really going to step it up this year. He was great last year before he got hurt. Ryan Matthews, who's like the greatest handcuff you could possibly get this year. Martellus Bennett, another great tight end. Nelson Aguilar, which I think is probably going to be the highest performing rookie wide receiver ahead of Amari Cooper. So you can get all these guys instead of taking Big Ben. And because you're really not going to get that different production from Big Ben as opposed to Rivers, Tannehill, Brady, Newton, Eli Manning. I mean, you can get those guys in like the 11th round, where there's really no great wide receivers left. I mean, take these wide receivers that are probably going to be like number 3s and flex options for you. Take them instead of reaching for one of these quarterbacks that really aren't that much better than the other guys. I looked at another thing. Let's see. So Big Ben, he's projected 334 points. Eli Manning is also projected that. He's going 14th for quarterbacks. If you're in a 10-team league, that means Eli Manning is undrafted. Generally, I mean, people, like if you take Luck, you don't draft a backup. If you take the top basically 8 guys, you're not going to draft a backup. And I really don't draft a backup quarterback anyways, unless I'm using a strategy I might talk about in a second, which is like selecting too late. But if you're in a 10-team league, generally, if we're going to look at maybe 3 guys are going to take a backup, you still have Eli Manning, Stafford, Bradford, and Kaepernick. Still got all those guys who I don't love at all, even a little bit I don't love. But let's say, I'll talk about it now. Let's say I take Brady in like the 11th round. I know he's suspended for a couple games, but he's obviously going to be great after that. Then maybe I take Eli Manning the next round. I can start Eli Manning for the first 4 weeks, then Brady for the rest. The total production from that is probably going to be the same as Big Ben. And I took them as like 11th and 12th round picks versus my 5th round pick. It's the same production, but I didn't use that high of a pick. I could take Jeremy Maclin. I could take Travis Kelce and be solid for the tight end position instead of having Austin Severian Jenkins or like I don't know, Brent Selleck as my quarterback. Wow, as my tight end. So take the guys late, the quarterbacks. Honestly, that's a pretty good strategy, taking two. Depends on who you get. I'm in 12-team leagues. I generally will take my quarterback in about the 9th round, 9th or 10th round. It always depends. Watch your draft. If no one's taking quarterbacks, obviously early, and you're sitting there in the 3rd round, there's Luck and Rodgers, take them. Immediately take them if you're in the 3rd round. But after that, don't reach. If you're sitting there in the 6th round and Big Ben's still on the board, and then it's like, oh, I'll just wait another round. 7th round, you're like, oh, you got to take him? No. Because that means you're going to be able to get like Tannehill and Rivers in like the 12th round, and it's going to be a steal. Because you're going to have like Aguilar and Landry you're going to have picked up in spots that you would have picked up Big Ben. And now you've got a solid quarterback. You've got a ton of depth at the wide receiver or running back position, whichever way you want to build the depth at. I suggest the running back position. Maybe take like the Cameron Artis-Paynes and stuff of the backups who could pop up. You've got a ton of depth on your team, and you've got a solid quarterback. Your team's going to be great. You didn't waste picks early. Just don't be the guy taking a quarterback in the 4th or 5th round, unless obviously a great guy fell. But I'm telling you, first or last, that's the strategy for quarterbacks. That's all I have for you today. Hit the thumbs up if you like this, subscribe if you're new, and I'll be coming out with more strategies later.